Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, so today I'm bringing you the 15 best Android games of all time. And I'm doing this just because I know a lot of us just have time to kill right now, and I wanted to give you 15 games that I've really enjoyed over the years and I've had a lot of fun. This isn't the definitive, this is just my top 15. Now, with that, there are a few caveats. There are some games that are so old that you can't play on new Android devices. Oregon Trail was a really good one when they redid it for Android. I thought it was really a lot of fun. Unfortunately, you just can't get that anymore on the Play Store. But there are some really good ones that also didn't make the list just because I can't show them. Emulator games are definitely one of them that I like playing, and I have removed for the purposes of this video because I don't want to get another strike again. So, without further ado, let's get to them. But I'm going to do an honorable mention. I did not want to put my own game, but yes, if you did not know, we did make a game a while back. This is a game that I created. It's called 50 First Date Questions. It's a great game if you want to play with a significant other right now, and it's just a really good game between player 1 and player 2. Each of you ask one question, and it's really a lot of fun, and I think you guys really like it. So, shameless plug to start off with. Okay, now the first one that I really like, but it's definitely not for everyone, is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. If you like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game, or you were a fan at one point, it is a great strategy game. This version of it is minimized to be quicker than the original game. So Duel Links is a much smaller version, but it's a fun, great card game, has lots of different strategy, and just a game that I highly recommend in terms of if you like card games, if you like strategy, it is a really good one to go with. Now, you also have a really big one, and that is Call of Duty. This is the best first-person shooter, and it honestly took over Fortnite for me in terms of mobile gaming. It's just so good in how it's done well. It's a first-person instead of a third-person shooter, but it's just really, all in all, really done well. It's made me play first-person shooters, which I haven't played in a long time. So I will say that if you are into it, it's really just like a console style, obviously much more minimized, much smaller maps, but you kind of get that same kind of feel, and really I will have to say I really like it overall. I think you would as well. So if you're into kind of first-person shooter games, or you have been into them in the past, I think this is a great kind of callback to those old school games. Another one is Asphalt 9. This is a quintessential Need for Speed replacement game on mobile. Basically, Asphalts have been really great, have a lot of great cars, have a lot of good tracks, have a lot of cool effects you can do by flipping, driving, all that kind of stuff. I think it really is the best racing game you can get. There's top-down racing game, there's a lot of other things that you can go for, but all in all, I think that when you get past it, this is going to be the best kind of game you can get for racing. Lots of advertising, as you can see, lots of different stuff on there, but overall, I think if you just play the racing part of it, I think you'll have a lot of fun. And next we have Toon Blast. Now, I personally blame Ryan Reynolds for this. It was a game that I got hooked on. It's the same kind of like Candy Crush style gameplay from before, but this one really does add on a lot of layers that I think are pretty fun, that are really creative, and I just liked it a lot better than most of those other versions of these similar kind of, match color games. So overall, I definitely would recommend it if you just want a simple game that's newer of the same old. Then we go with Mario Kart, another, again, really known one. Mario Kart is really fun. I do like that you can just pick up, play a quick racetrack, and it's simple and easy. 2 laps instead of 3 laps, so they really should minimize it for mobile gaming. I will say that I don't like, and I don't recommend anyone spend their actual money on it, because I hate that they kind of made it so that if you spend your money on it, it really will improve it. The main thing to know, I think I did a full review when this first came out, but when you go to the shop, mainly you just want to look for whichever thing you can buy that's new that gives you the most ×3 and ×2. Do not focus on the players you like, do not focus on anything else, just focus on that, and that's how you kind of get ahead in the game. Then we go to some of my true favorites that probably most of you have never heard of, and the first one is Castle Doombad. This is such a good game. I never saw the actual show or whatever this is based on, if it is based on a show from Adult Swim, but it is just such a fun game. If you want a tower defense game, this is it. It's really great, simple. It has a unique twist because you're the villain and heroes are trying to get the princess and you're stopping them. So just a really fun one that I definitely would recommend people checking out, and it really is just a lot of fun. If you like a tower defense game but want something different, this is it. I think you would have a lot of fun playing it. Then we go to Devil's Attorney. This was the first Android game I really fell in love with, and it's still good so many years later. It is an amazing game. It's a funny premise. You're a sleazy lawyer that tries to get people off that have the most insane, ridiculous things. But in actuality, it's just a strategy game. So basically with every case you take, all that you're doing is taking on a different attorney. And it's not like Phoenix Wright, it's nothing like that. It really is just basically you're taking on a case and you're kind of basically going against a different one and judging. It's a strategy based, so you have to judge how many turns you have to beat them. It's kind of like a turn-based RPG in a sense, but much simplified version of it. So you can do things, you can get rid of damage, you can get rid of evidence. It's really fun. I definitely recommend. It's just still one of the best games. One of the games that I wish more than anything would have a part 2, definitely by far, than any other game on this list. That one, if it would have a part 2, I would tell everyone to play it immediately. Burger Shop. Now there is Burger Shop 2. I like the original one, especially for recommending it to people. I just feel like it's a lot easier, and it's just a very simple game. I mean, in terms of it, it's just really simple and easy. And all that you do is you make sandwiches, and very simple, very easy to do. And overall, I think anyone could play it and have a good time with it. It's just one of the basic games, but it's something that a kid could play and it's something that an advanced person can play, and you both will like it. So I really think that it's great overall for that purpose. Then Cooking Mama. Cooking Mama is a great one for kids, but also just if you used to like the Wii game, it still really has the whole cooking aspect. Now, of course, they want to make money, so they expanded it a lot in a lot of different ways, but you have that kind of ability to kind of keep going on and doing farms and doing a table and recipes and all this kind of stuff, harvesting for the restaurant. But it just has the plain old kitchen stuff too. So if you just want to do the old kitchen stuff, you have that ability, and there's lots of new recipes and all that kind of stuff. My daughter loves this game so much, and I really like just kind of, if I want to just tune out, I really think it's a good one to also go with. Now, probably my favorite cooking game out of the trio of cooking is called Cooking Craze. It's a old school game style in terms of how you make things. I akin it to something that I played very much when I was in my youth called Burger Island, and it was a similar kind of game like this where you just make and cook all these different things. So you just kind of get everything ready, get all these dishes ready, and then kind of fulfill the order, as it were. So very basic, very simple and easy to do, but it's just a really kind of fun game to play, and I think a lot of people would enjoy playing this kind of game. Then we go to Paper.io 2. Now, Paper.io is very much like a lot of games out there. There's a lot of I.O. games. In my opinion, the best for mobile is different from computers, and that is the mobile version. I like Paper.io. It's just very simple. It's kind of hard to wear the mouse on this side, but it's just very simple to kind of go around, and you basically just try to build yourself up over time. So they added this new thing recently where you can view an ad to make yourself bigger as well. So you have that ability too. But yeah, with the mouse, I'm just not as good. But really great for touchscreen based, and I think again a lot of you would enjoy it for that purpose. Then we go to Ramsay Dash. Now this is the Cooking Dash vein, or Diner Dash. Diner Dash Adventures is a new one. I like the original Diner Dash the best, but Diner Dash Adventures kind of just makes you want to buy this, pay for this, all this kind of stuff. Restaurant Dash, out of the 3 current dashes that are out there right now on Android, I think is the least offensive in this instance. So I would recommend probably that one the most. Very simple, very easy in terms of playing. Just the same kind of same old. If you played Diner Dash, if you played Restaurant Dash, any of them, they're very similar in how they play. So you just kind of order up and just make everything. I'm probably supposed to be doing something right now. I forgot how to play this, so obviously there's, I guess I need to cook this. I don't know. There's stuff that I need to do to it, but again, once you start playing, you would definitely get to it for sure. Then we have What the Hen. Now, this is a game that, again, I'm not sure if, it's not a tower defense, I would say, but it's, you go this way, I go this way, and we see who wins kind of game. And there's lots of them on the Play Store for it. I just like this. And if you notice, I pick a lot of games that don't require ads to play. I'm very much against that. I can't stand ads in that sense. So that is kind of what the biggest thing I would recommend. Don't get a game that requires ads to play. But in this game, you just kind of go with different characters. You get range, you have all these different ones. Range is the best. This guy is the best in the game, in my opinion. But yeah, so you just go with different characters that can do different things for you. And basically, by the time you have everything all said and done, you kind of win or lose, and then you get new people. I've gotten a pretty good team. I mean, this one, it does a very good job in terms of everything I needed to do. So yeah, it's just a really fun game, and as long as you kind of progress over time, I think you're gonna quite enjoy it. Then we have an old school, but I think still a good one, Plants vs. Zombies. It's just a classic good game. My daughter again plays this one a lot, and it's just something that I loved because it was kind of how I showed her strategy games. So I think it's definitely something, if you're playing with your kids right now, you can kind of let them know this is how you do strategy. You know, put all the sunflowers in the back, then start building up the peas, and just very simple and easy once you kind of get the hang of it. So yeah, that's just kind of, I loved teaching her that aspect. I still like the original, again, because Zombies 2 has more ads, more towards buying stuff and everything like that, whereas the original Zombies, Plants vs. Zombies, isn't really needing to buy anything for it. So definitely recommend this one, and yeah, I'm sure most of you have seen this by now. It's a very, very beloved old game, but again, it's still one of the best of all time that I recommend. By the way, I picked this over Angry Birds because I think this has aged better than Angry Birds. But obviously, if you want, Angry Birds could definitely be one of them. Then my last one is actually a really good one for tablets, and that is 4-player Reactor. Now, the 2-player Reactor I think is still available, and that's for 2 players, and that's a free version. 4-player, I think it cost me 99 cents. It was over 5 years ago. But it's a very simple game, and basically it's 2 players, and basically each of you has a buzzer. So each one taps a side, and that is your buzzer. So very simple, very easy to do, but it's just a really fun game, and it's something that, again, I played with family, friends, and just a really good thing that if you want to play something when you're just waiting for something, it's a really good one to play. Now, before I let you go, I do want to mention one other game that's not on this list, but it is my by far favorite tablet game of all time, and that is Through the Ages. Now, this is really not made for a smartphone. Yes, you can play it on one, but I feel it's too small and you don't get the epicness of it. This is an old school board game that is so good, and in my opinion, it is the best game you can play on a tablet. I just enjoy it so much. I recommend it to anyone. Yes, there's lots of board games like Monopoly, Life, and all that kind of stuff. This is much more strategy based, much more, yes, the kids can play it, but I would say a group of adults really like it, or you can play it by yourself. The computer beats me all the time, but I still have a lot of fun, and I love the strategy. I love, you know, having multiple players against me and kind of seeing what I can do, and they have really, really cool challenges. This is the best tablet game I would recommend by far, and it's just a great one to go with. I have loved it every time I buy a tablet and I want to play a game. This is my go-to, especially with a pen. It's awesome. So yeah, those are going to be my top 15 games for Android, the best of all time in my opinion, that I can always go back to, that aren't played out, and that I just have a really good time with. Let me know your list in the bottom, and I'm very curious to see, do you like any of these? If you try any out, let me know if you really do enjoy them, and I'm very curious to see what your list look like. Top 5, top 10, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you as always for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.